Hi, I'm Captain Kate Gregory, the Commanding Officer at Brighton Congress Hall, Salvation Army in the United Kingdom and Ireland Territory, and together we're reading Day by Day Call to Mission by Robert Street. If you've missed the previous videos, I highly recommend starting at the beginning, and if you click the link just above here where the little I is, you will be able to go to the playlist and watch the previous chapters of this book. Each chapter is only 2 or 2.5 pages long. They don't take long. Each video is about 8 minutes, but I really recommend that you go back to the beginning and watch from there. Those of you that have been watching each and every week, we're going to be reading today Raise and Nurture Every Generation. A call to raise and nurture every generation. We must accept responsibility for children, young adults, and emerging leaders, equipping, growing, empowering, and discipling our present and future Salvation Army. Life expectancy has increased to such an extent during the past century that there are now more generations living at the same time than ever before. Yet while life expectancy has increased, change in all areas of life has taken place at a rate so rapid that even those prompting change haven't been able to keep pace with its effects and implications. Every generation is affected. Generational changes that have always existed are now joined by new ones, requiring careful handling and fresh understanding of other people's fears and frustrations. Today, with COVID-19 adding its restrictive and unsettling complications, challenges have become even more complex. The future for young people at times looks daunting, and virus health issues mean that making relationships and choosing a life partner have often been taking place within a restricted atmosphere. The older generations, said to be most at risk health-wise, depend on the wisdom and insight of younger generations to behave responsibly and keep the virus at bay. Roles have seemingly been reversed. Those in middle years have responsibilities in all directions: children, elderly parents, career, and how to negotiate the worst economic situation for many generations. Yet, every generation has something to offer. Each can add to the life of the other. The challenge is in ensuring that the sharing and support takes place. The Church has experienced generational challenges of its own in recent years. Young people have often felt excluded and underused in leadership roles. They look for authenticity and acceptance whilst not always being aware of their own shortcomings or their lack of appreciation of the implications of what they're asking for or demanding. Conversely, the older generations have often felt marginalised, pushed out of their own fellowship by those who have effected change for change's sake, rather than working for an inclusive, developing ministry. Yet, there can be a place for all, with everyone working for the good of others and making the most of the gifts each other can offer. Generosity and the Christian virtues of patience, gentleness, kindness, and love can work wonders. The Salvation Army has not been immune from challenges. In some places it has introduced imaginative thinking to situations, but intentional addressing of the challenges has not always occurred, and opportunities have been missed, with people, young and old, needlessly lost in the fellowship. Through the years, junior soldiership and other established ways of contributing to the life of the army have been significant in building an infrastructure. They have brought a sense of belonging, identity and commitment. In recent decades, a carelessness about building an infrastructure has resulted in fewer people becoming junior soldiers and senior soldiers in some areas of the world, and consequently, there are fewer officers too. Alongside commendable emphasis and campaigns to give priority to evangelism, an unfortunate disdain of what has been termed maintenance ministry has seemed to develop, resulting in the neglect of nurture and building up in faith of those who already belonged. A balanced approach to mission and ministry includes devoting time and energy to education, pastoring, and not taking workers for granted. The three oft-mentioned priorities of the army, save souls, grow saints, and serve suffering humanity, each need attention. Where growing saints is overlooked, the infrastructure is bound to suffer. Some cultures revere older generations more than others. But in too many cultures, the marginalisation of older, experienced people has resulted not only in missed opportunities, but also in the missing of supportive, mutual, enriching relationships. Older generations have opportunities to devote time to the spiritual and social nurture of young people. Not all opportunities are noticed. Many are crying out to be taken. Participation in meetings has been a hallmark of the army since its earliest days. It has encouraged confidence and leadership in development in young people and given many a sense of value. It should not be neglected. It engendered a sense of belonging and, with it, commitment. Similar ways of making fringe or new people feel valued are not difficult to find, though perception and initiative to take these opportunities can sometimes be in short supply. The Salvation Army prides itself in having a place for everyone. It lives up to its reputation whenever Salvationists remember that their God-given responsibility is to help others find their own welcome in the kingdom of God. With COVID-19 bringing fresh and complicated challenges for both young and old, there is a renewed need and opportunity for both perception and resolve to find and introduce innovative ways of making our mission increasingly effective. 4 short phrases to reflect on. Every generation has something to offer. Each can add to the life of the other. The challenge is in ensuring that the sharing and support takes place. Young people have often felt excluded and underused in leadership roles. They look for authenticity and acceptance. Older generations have opportunities to devote time to the spiritual and social nurture of young people. Not all opportunities are noticed. Where growing saints is overlooked, the infrastructure is bound to follow. I'll see you next week.